All right, people need to stop crying for Caitlin Clark. It's starting to get embarrassing. She can handle herself. She can handle herself just fine. Look, what happened with Skylar Diggins-Smith and the Seattle Storm wasn't because of any jealousy. It was because Clark and the Fever had the Storm in shambles, because they were beating them, because Clark was gesturing in front of their bench. In front of their bench, that's part of sports. She got frustrated. It happens. If you're a Fever fan, you should be thrilled by that. And I get there was stuff that happened at the beginning of the season and maybe some resentment. And sure, maybe some of the other WNBA players made it hard on Clark. But one thing Caitlin has proven is that she can handle herself on the court, right? I saw Shannon Sharpe say, let her cook. Nobody got to let her do anything. She's cooking just fine on her own. So if I were, to watch and see what happened out there, I'd be thrilled. I'd be thrilled if I'm a Fever fan. You got, I've played this before, but Skylar's upset because Caitlin's living it up, gesturing it up out there. She certainly made a beeline for her. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that one bit. But I don't think it was because, I hate Caitlin Clark. I think it was because I'm mad at what's going on right here out on the court. And Caitlin's in her head as a result of that. And Caitlin's the one herself. He told y'all, stop crying. Right? Just listen to her. And I get it's not a lot of the people watching this channel or the people watching this video right now. It's some of the accounts that are kind of grifting and, latching on to that early season storyline. I'm not trying to single out Barstool or anything, but I saw a lot of Barstool content around this as if this is still a big thing in the WNBA, the way Caitlin Clark is being treated. And then there was what Shannon Sharpe said, which was very entertaining, mind you. Very, very entertaining. I'm not saying his rant wasn't entertaining.
Any hatred towards young ladies that are doing well? I know.
If I'm Caitlin Clark, I'd have told Skylar Diggins, get your coat, your brim, and get on out of our gym. Get your coat, your hat, and leave.
Get on out of our gym. I like that. That's a good one.
She don't bump into me. Oh, I'm going right get that thing hot. Come on, get hot, people. People.
Yeah, I don't think
people. I'm getting the hype.
Yeah, I don't think she got that in her. She not. I mean, she's a dog through her style of.
Caitlin Clark is getting the crowd and going. Y'all see Skylar Diggins speed up to make contact with her. Stop this. Y'all mad because that corn-fed Iowa girl busting y'all ass. Y'all said she too weak. She can't do this. She lead the WNBA in assists. She cooking. Let her cook.
And she is cooking. And that was a very entertaining rant. I'm not saying that wasn't entertaining content. It clearly was. But I don't think, it's rooted in what we saw at the beginning of the year or any of the reactions at the beginning of the year. That's my point. I'll link to Shannon's full segment and show in the description below. But I think you're seeing the full game on display from Caitlin Clark at this point. And, it's not a coincidence things are going well. I saw this old clip posted by Ken Swift from Kim Mulkey, and it's kind of apropos to what we're seeing with the Indiana Fever.
She's just a generational player, and she just makes everybody around her better. That's what the great ones do. I think they had a kid that scored 21 and 18. She had 12 assists. Caitlin Clark's not going to beat you by herself. It's what she does to make those other teammates better that helps her score points and them score points to beat you.
Generational player making everybody else better. And we're seeing that with the Indiana Fever now, right? I mean, we're seeing it. And you're seeing the Fever take on Clark's spirit. Aaliyah Boston is becoming a brilliant passer in her own right. I think she had 8 assists, which was a career high the other night. She was diming up the Storm. And the Fever are rolling now. They're top 2 in the WNBA in points scored, points allowed, and field goal percentage over the last 15 games. over the last 50, I'm not talking about like, just a few games. Over the last 15 games, that's a pretty big sample size for the Fever. That's what we're seeing now from this team. And Clark is, yes, the impetus, the engine for it. Hence the people bringing her up in MVP now and first team all WNBA and all those other things. And everybody trying to, basically get on board. You don't see any more of the like shading, really. In fact, it's going the opposite way. You got Jamie Lee Curtis saying she would trade places with Caitlin Clark if it were Freaky Friday. So we're past the jealousy and the hatred. I mean, look, some people might feel a certain way. You can't control that. I'm not saying nobody in the league doesn't feel a certain way. I'm not saying nobody in the league wasn't bitter. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying as the overall narrative surrounding Caitlin Clark, as the overall narrative, it's gone. We're in new territory now. We're in the celebratory territory where, for the most part, it's people going, this girl is the best. She's awesome. The Fever are awesome. I love watching the Fever play. They're setting records. Go Caitlin Clark. That's where we're at now. So I just found it amusing that the initial reaction from some was so like knee-jerk to go back to what we saw. I mean, I guess because it probably got engagement and it probably got clicks. The Angel Reese flagrant and the Kennedy Carter thing and Cheryl Reeve and the Olympic team and, reality is coming. I get it. Like, there were legitimate reasons to feel that way. It wasn't all made up, but Caitlin can handle herself. She's shown that. She hasn't cried about anything. In fact, she's the one doing the yapping now and doing it in front of their bench. So nobody needs to cry on her behalf. Trust me. She can handle herself just fine. And we're seeing that in real time. And, if you're a Fever fan, if you're a Caitlin Clark fan, you should be like over the moon about what happened against the Seattle Storm. There's a phrase, right? Rent free. And that seems to be what's going on. And the way the Fever are playing, you might see more of it. So stop crying on behalf of Caitlin Clark, please. Not you, in general.